Today I'm talking about a game project called Into the Outside. A game that, even though unfinished, taught me a lot about game development, scope and creative ambition. This project was developed over 3 months from January to April 2023 as part of my university degree, and even though it didn't reach the finish line, I still think this is definitely worth sharing. Into the Outside is a 2.5D single player adventure game that takes inspiration from games like Pokemon, Paper Mario, Unravel and Little Nightmares. At its core, the idea is very simple, but it's weird in a really fun way. You play as a 2D character that has been thrown into a 3D world. The game takes place on the coastline of Cornwall. The entire experience is built around feeling really tiny in this massive, unfamiliar world. Everyday objects that we know become absolutely massive to these 2D characters. In this game, you play as a small 2D character who has lost all of their memories from their previous life. You're not alone though. You are joined by a companion named Chip, a sassy seagull who follows you around and helps you on your journey. The companion system was heavily inspired by Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where your partner plays a big role in the narrative and also mechanically. Together, Fish and Chip explore this strange new world, trying to understand what happened, where they are, and ultimately, how to get home. One of my favourite parts of this project was finding out the way these 2D characters have adapted to this 3D world. Throughout the coastline, you'll find settlements created entirely from discarded objects, like buckets and spades. These objects have been repurposed into homes, shops, and landmarks. In this main town, you'll meet some weird, quirky creatures who've turned this simple beach into a fully functioning community. It's basically, what if tiny flat characters tried to survive in our world? As you can see, the design of this character may have influenced a future character that is in the Calcium Crusader 64. That's right, the Globlets. Gameplay wise, this game features turn-based combat, taking inspiration from Pokemon, but its main focus is a story-driven world. Exploration is a huge part of the experience. Think The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, where the world feels familiar, but everything is scaled up and feels overwhelming. There are also mysterious characters that appear throughout the game, slowly hinting at a darker underlying story. Narratively, Into the Outside is split into 2 parallel stories. The main focus is the miniature world, where Fish and Chip explore, meet characters, and uncover the truth about their existence. And now the other story is the human world, where humans begin to notice these 2D characters falling into their world and start experimenting on them, trying to understand what they are and where they came from. This story is really about identity, memory, and friendship, all wrapped up in a slightly unsettling story. So, why did I not finish Into the Outside? There were a few reasons. First of all, hand animating every single frame for those characters was quite time consuming, and as this was for a university project, I didn't really have that time to fully animate all of the characters. Secondly, at this time I was working on Snow Way Back as my full-time project. What I have learned about creating Into the Outside. This game taught me how to scope projects realistically, how to manage complex ideas, how to blend narrative, gameplay, and art direction. And most importantly, it helped me to grow creatively. This was the first time I ever created a game based on a real-life location. So it was really fun to delve into making reference images of Cornwall to gain inspiration on how to create this game. I would love to hear your feedback on Into the Outside. What would you like to see improved if I return to this project? What did you think of the story? And do you like the core idea of the 2D characters falling into this 3D world? Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I really appreciate it. Right now, I am working on the Calcium Crusader 64, and development is going very, very well. There are so many new areas that I've been developing, but because I've been making the game, I've not really had a chance to talk about it on YouTube. So there will be a devlog coming at some point, but at this point in time, I'm just really happy with the development. I will show you more gameplay soon. But I'm also, this week, taking part in the Global Game Jam with Will Nightingale and Dominic Beach. So I'll be sharing more information about that project sometime soon. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you enjoy watching me talk about games. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my video, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.